That was an excellent introduction, Matt. You're welcome.
Here we go.
There we go.
Podcast.
Your imitation of it.
Anyways, welcome.
What I'm supposed to say?
Yeah, go.
Welcome to Whale of a Podcast.
Podcast.
I'm, of course, Nat, and that David's here. Hi, David.
Yeah, I'm definitely here.
Marcus is here,
Were you making fun of his intro?
Possibly.
I am here.
and Nick's here, missing out on beer and alcohol.
I'm here via Skype. Hello.
Hello. We hear you loud
wait,
and
I
clear.
should-
How's it down in San Francisco?
Hold on. Yeah, there we go. The mic there. I should have kept that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. We might have sounded like we're underwater for a second there.
I don't think we can hear Nick anymore.
No?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
there we go.
Okay.
Okay,
We're good.
I'm gonna crack out growers.
What do you got there? You got apple lime growers.
Apple lime, yeah.
And I'm drinking Heineken like a man.
There you go.
A man drinks Heineken. Alright, let's get this beer open. Wait, is it legitly? Okay.
Yes, just go get the bottle.
Yeah,
I put the bottle
They
opener
give
over
you
here
a bottle
somewhere.
opener.
Here it is.
I'm just gonna crack this.
Nick,
Yeah.
I think you should crack open a beer as well.
I feel like I should. I feel kind of left out, but at the same time, my throat really hurts, and it's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, that's probably not. I'm just getting over a cold, so
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, Matt just ditched the podcast.
yeah. So today we are going to talk about how much we all hate Matt.
Yeah, screw that guy, man.
Shut up!
Oh no, he's back. Okay, so I believe we are going to talk about cartoons today.
Yes, David. Yes, we are, David. Today we're talking about where the frick is my car? There it is. And
For everyone out in podcast land, Matt just sat on his like $100 headphones.
20.
Oh, $20. Then it doesn't matter.
Oh my god. 20. Oh my god. Yeah, the loud crunching sound you heard. Yeah, those were his headphones.
Oh, your mic's right at my butt, man.
Nick was just listening. Oh dear. Okay, well, I wanted to talk about cartoons because I've been watching Adventure Time lately.
That's a
And
great show.
It is absolutely crazy, and I don't understand why it's for kids.
I've never seen that show.
You've never seen
I've
Adventure
never
Time?
seen
Give me a rundown. What's it
Well,
like?
basically, there's this kid and his dog. The dog is they're in this place. I don't know the exact name of the place, but they just go and look for adventure. The kid just likes to hurt things,
Yeah.
and then the dog has special powers where he can grow any size he wants. And
Oh my god.
To any shape, basically.
It's a great show.
That sounds like a crazy
They
concept.
replace all swear words with other words like math and algebra. However, you can exactly tell what they're meant to say.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So, like,
that's
get the math
genius.
out of my house type thing.
Yeah,
The show is like for kids, but it's for adults like at the same time. Like
It's sort of like why My Little Pony people watch My Little Pony, but this one is better because it's not My Little Pony.
because My Little Pony's a
There you
piece
go.
of shit. I mean, like, freaking, why are there bronies in the world? Okay, like, why?
Because there's people on the internet.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, the people could say the same thing for Adventure Time. Why do people watch Adventure Time? It's a kid's show.
Okay, well, Adventure Time has more spunk than My Little Pony will ever have. in
See, I've
5
never
years.
watched My Little Pony.
I've seen an episode, not
I've
because I
never
wanted
seen
to.
either of these. Nick, have you ever watched Adventure Time?
Never once, no. I've
Okay.
heard of it.
Okay.
But little do we know that he keeps a bunch of DVDs of My Little Pony in his closet. He goes, no, I don't know.
I also, today I watched the new Looney Tunes. I forget what channel it was, either
Oh,
Television
wait,
or
what's
Cartoon
that?
Network.
What's that one? Like, is that where
It's-
the animation's slightly, like, different? And it's all,
No, it's like
messed
literally, it was made like this year or last year. It's the
Right.
new Looney Tunes. It is terrible.
Oh, really?
Like, the voice
I haven't
acting
seen
is
that.
absolutely terrible, and the way they convey the characters, it's just, it's not Looney Tunes anymore.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's
It's probably a cash grab.
It probably is.
Obviously. I
It's-
mean, like,
it's
the
just-
original is always, like, the best.
It's just
of
a
course.
space on television, basically. It's like
Yeah.
I miss all the good old shows like Hey Arnold.
Dude.
That show's great.
Oh, my God.
They're actually thinking of bringing Hey Arnold back. The guy's written
Are
a few.
they?
Yeah, the guy's written a few new episodes.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyone remember Recess?
Oh,
Oh, man.
I watched that every day before school.
Yeah.
It's kind of ironic because you watch a show about school before school.
I know, right?
Except it was like, you wanted to be at that school.
Yeah, it's like, why can't I be the king of the playground?
Yeah.
I know. It was like, for its time, it was so, like, inspirational to have, like, everybody who would watch it.
Yeah.
Like, they've always wanted to be, like, that TJ figure.
Well, yeah, they had like every high school stereotype or like elementary school
Yeah.
stereotype just packed into this one class.
And I like how TJ and the gang, TJ, like, he looks like a popular kind of kid. Like, he could have been like a jock. He could have been like many things.
But he wasn't.
He hung out with essentially the losers of the school.
However, he
Yeah.
was the popular one because he was the prankster of the
Yeah,
school.
so like,
Yeah.
ironically, he was popular for being not popular.
Yeah. I guess you could put it that way, yeah.
No.
Oh dear, what's another? I watched the 90s Iron Man, I think it was, the other day.
Oh, God.
He had a mullet.
Oh,
Yeah, he had a mullet. It was pretty hilarious. I thought I'd just throw that out there.
yeah, no.
It's like, the mullet, like, do we refer to him as, like, Mullet Stark and then, like, non-Mullet Stark for the movies?
I definitely prefer the new Tony Stark over the old one. Same with, I prefer the new Bane over the old Bane. Even though...
I give you permission to die. Yeah.
Did you know...
Accent is so prime.
his accent, he was going for a gypsy accent underneath the mask.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gypsy. I want to know, like, what's underneath that mask?
Oh,
Is
it's
that
just
in
another mask.
What's
Really? This question has been asked on the internet. Like, how does Bane eat? Like, how does he survive?
He just puts IV drips into him, like the same way vegetables live.
Oh.
Just put an IV drip in you. That's probably all he
okay.
does.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could work.
He probably just, like,
I just found that really
he probably just filter feeds, like, the bottom feeders. Where he's like,
However, the movie is completely crappy in its storyline. It's still a fun movie to watch, but it's...
Yeah.
I think, well, there's a lot of plot holes that I think Nolan overlooked when he made it.
Speaking of Batman, what was it called? Not Batman... Oh, jeez. That one where it was the new Batman, where it was like the teenage kid?
Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond.
What the heck are you guys talking about?
You've never watched Batman
Yes, I've
Beyond?
seen
Never watched Batman Beyond.
Batman.
Okay.
I have it
Basically,
on VHS.
Gary actually downloaded every single season.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
How many seasons?
Oh, wow,
were
it's
there?
really
I
good.
think it was 7. How many seasons would it say on IMDb?
3.
3 seasons. I don't remember. I thought 7.
1999 to 2001.
Yeah, that was. I really liked that show. That was really good. It's basically some kid found Batman's old lair,
Oh,
or
yeah.
something like that, and then he just trained him to be Batman.
Oh, my gosh.
That's
awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, and does anyone remember Static Shock? Anyone watch Static?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
It's where the kid fell in radiation and was able to use like electricity
Static Shock.
and static powers.
Wait
and
a
all
second. Holy shit, I know
Yeah,
it. Holy fuck.
I've never seen the show. We're looking at it. We're looking at it on IMDb, and I don't think I've ever seen this show.
Dude,
Static
bottom line,
Shock?
it's amazing.
I probably watched that every day of my
Dude,
childhood.
every freaking day I watch that show. I'm like, I
They
love that
had
show.
the best intro song and everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I think it's high time we search up that intro.
Yeah, look at the intro for that.
I'm gonna Static Shock intro.
But yeah, nowadays cartoons. I liked the older SpongeBob episodes. more than
Yes,
the
I
newer
have.
ones.
I have
Yeah.
season 1 to 3. Those are the best you'll ever get out of SpongeBob if you watch them. They're amazing.
Because I still watch it on my off time. The newer episodes just aren't the same compared to the old ones.
Okay, guys. Here it is.
Not
There it
Static
is.
Shock's theme.
Volume is up. Oh no, volume no.
Come on, Matt. Be prepared.
I remember the show so well.
This is the best show ever. Okay, this show looks amazing.
Dude, it was. It was awesome.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Dude, is this theme song literally 3 minutes long?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You know what? I think
watch
this
the
is
whole thing.
this is one of the newer intros. Like, you know, later in the season, sometimes they change up their intros.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think this was the original intro, but you get the idea.
Yeah. Oh man, that's good. No, but yeah, going back to SpongeBob, like
Yeah.
that show has so many like little things in there that are aimed at adults, like
Oh, yeah.
bigger themes and stuff.
It's
Dude, like, there's so many...
You'll realize it if you just like me and my friends like at the summer, my friend moved out and we would go to his house and just watch SpongeBob, and like we noticed so many like little innuendos and stuff like all through the episode.
There's so many dick
Like,
jokes. So many dick
the
jokes.
most
Just count 'em.
famous one is that one where SpongeBob's watching TV and the sea anemone appear on the TV and Gary walks in and he changes the channel and Gary's like, "What are you watching?" And this one's like, nothing.
Yeah, he's like, Gary!
It's obviously sea anemone is underwater porn.
I know.
Yeah,
That was when I was a kid. That's why I even told Dad. I'm like, look, Dad, he's watching porn. He's like,
God.
how do you know that? It's like, how do you know that word? It's always and it's kind of funny because like there's another time when he's watching TV and shows like a fish, like a filming of a real goldfish, and then it's like, yeah, shopping's weird. Do you ever go to the seafood aisle and say, who eats this stuff? And then everyone starts laughing. It's like, I love that guy.
Oh, man.
Like some stand-up comedian.
Oh my god.
I miss how they did live action in the SpongeBob when they would have live
And how it was like
I
really
always-
like crappy green screen.
You know what? I was like scared of live action when I was a kid.
Really?
Like, I'd be watching these shows and then it would go into real life. I'm like, what is this? Like I'm so like in the world,
In the
right?
cartoon
of the
world.
cartoon, and then it goes to like this live action stuff. I'm like, this feels so out of place.
Yeah, but that's what was great with SpongeBob was so random though. And now Patrick, I swear, has lost another 100 IQ points in the newer seasons.
Oh, really?
He is so retarded now. Like before, I'd say he's dumb. Now he's actually retarded.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was like the best character in that show, I think.
Nick, have you watched any cartoons lately?
You guys ever hear of home movies?
Wait,
No.
what?
Have you ever heard of the show Home Movies?
I
It's from
have
like
not.
2004 or
Home
something.
movies.
No.
Never heard of it. What is it?
No.
If you like doing films and if you go to film school, you have to watch that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from the creator of Metalocalypse.
Oh, I love
no,
that.
this is hilarious.
Dude, that show is so good. It's about like these 3 8-year-olds that are like really precocious and they make their own movies. It's so funny.
Oh, that's actually awesome.
It's like live action or
No, it's like a cartoon. It's flash animation.
Flash animated, and is it for TV or is it made for the internet?
It's TV. It was on. It's on Adult Swim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
which one?
that's my favorite cartoon ever.
Growers or beer? What do you want?
I'm trying the growers.
Oh, he's going
It's
for
good.
Growers.
It's good.
I don't know. Can I take my pick? I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Go ahead.
I
Just opening up more beers.
Yeah, Nick, we're just opening up more beers. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
you missed out.
I don't know where I
So
put
out right
the.
now.
There it is.
Hey, at least I texted you, okay?
See, it's good to have a friend who's not paying for school.
There you go.
And for the record, when we do, if you come to my house more times, we'll do it up. With David, we'll make sure David's over.
Yeah, luckily I was at the school till pretty late today, so I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I may as well just come by.
Yeah.
Right on, man. We'll do
Yep.
it next time.
Yes, we will. No.
Did anyone ever watch the Avatar series? The Last Airbender?
The Airbender.
Never did. Never
No.
did. I've heard good things, though.
I've heard it.
I've heard
it's
good
It's
things.
really well done. Like, it was probably one of my favorite shows. If you have Netflix
Yeah.
and you have free time, just maybe even just watch the first season. It's really well done.
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
It's one of those, it was made in America, but it has the whole Japanese vibe in it, where
Mhm.
everything's written in Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Do not watch the movie by M. Night Shyamalan.
No, of course not.
I was going to say, I've heard of the movie, but I didn't actually watch it.
He went through book one in about 10 minutes, when book one is probably the most important book out of the whole series. But
Oh, wow.
each season is called
He
book.
butchered it. He absolutely butchered it. I've never watched the movie, but just it's not good at all.
It's one of the 3 movies I ever turned off early. I turned Step Brothers off early. I hated Step Brothers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I turned The Last Airbender off early. There's one other movie I turned off early, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, Sinbad, the cartoon.
Oh.
Oh.
Turn that
I've
one
never,
off.
yeah, I can understand Step Brothers. Step Brothers is like, I thought it was funny, but it was kind of over the top and stupid. Like, I hate certain types of humor, and that had a lot of it.
This is how it went. He went up to the drum, took out his nuts, rubbed it, and I'm like, I'm done. And I turned it off.
I think 21 Jump Street and Superbad are probably my favorite comedy movies.
I love 21 Jump
Superbad's
Street.
hilarious.
Really good movie.
I haven't seen Superbad, but I've seen
It's fun.
21
It's
Jump
funny. I love it.
Superbad
Yeah,
is
you're missing out if you haven't seen Super Bad.
yes, man. Superbad is like high school. That's
What about-
like what it is when you're watching it?
What about Napoleon Dynamite? That is...
If you haven't seen Napoleon Dynamite, you're a freaking moron.
I know,
like,
that is
seriously.
probably...
I didn't
that is
like it
really-
at first.
Really?
I love it now.
Oh,
My
it's
mom
great.
absolutely hates the movie, but me and my dad absolutely love the
No,
movie.
me and my dad love it. Like we'll watch it any day of the week. It's hilarious. It's just such
Yeah.
it's such a rich movie. For
Right,
its time.
one of my friends has a Vote for Pedro shirt. He wears it.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to get one of those.
You know,
actually.
I actually looked up the like the history of Napoleon Dynamite, like how it was made, and it was actually this. It was like this guy's first feature film that he did in his hometown, like somewhere in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And he brought it to Sundance, and it won something at Sundance, and it got bought out by like
Yeah.
whatever production company released it. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
they got bought. Yeah, a production company bought it and sold
went
the
with
rights to it
MTV
and made tons of money.
Yeah.
Made shit ton.
I love that movie though.
Yeah, that's kind of like, wasn't that kind of like how Clerks got pretty popular?
I've never
Yeah,
seen
pretty
Clerks.
much.
I haven't
because,
seen
like-
Clerks, but have you seen Waiting?
No.
Waiting? Okay, if you have Netflix, look up Waiting. I don't know if it's indie or not, but it has that vibe. It's basically just a bunch... It's set in just one setting,
Yeah.
where it's not a bar, a restaurant,
Yeah.
and they're waiters, and just shows the life of a waiter. It has Dane Cook in it, so
Oh,
that's
Dane.
pretty funny.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Dane Cook, I'd have to say.
I
His
don't
comedy
really like
is
his stand-up, but I
No.
like his acting.
his acting's all right, but his stand-up's just
I love his
God awful.
stand up.
oh
I'm
really?
just gonna throw it out there. I don't know. I have a guilty pleasure for
Yeah.
Dane Cook's stand up. It's some of his stuff
Yeah.
is really good, and the other stuff it just
Yeah.
eh.
Well, I
I was
mean,
a huge fan of him, like, during high school and stuff, but, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really...
yeah,
Well, yeah. See, I haven't listened to any of his like newer material. I've listened to like the popular stuff.
Yeah.
And that I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
like-
My absolute favorite comedians are Ricky Gervais and Greg Proops. Those are my
How about
favorite
Louis C.K.,
comedians.
man?
dude, Louis C.K. is so
I
awesome.
actually haven't seen anything from Louis
You
C.K.
watch some
Dude,
stuff.
I hear I'm supposed to watch Louis. Apparently that's a really good show.
I've never really seen the show. It's a stand-up that's really prime though. Like if you watch a stand-up, it's really hilarious how he does it too. He delivers it so.
His delivery is spot on. So
I know.
But I don't know, I just love Ricky Gervais for how crude he is.
Yeah.
He's good, too.
And I listen to all his podcasts. And have you ever seen Idiot Abroad?
No.
No.
I haven't seen
No.
much Ricky Gervais stuff
You haven't
actually.
seen Idiot
yeah.
Abroad? It is the absolute most hilarious show I've ever seen. Literally, this guy, Carl, is an absolute dumbass.
Wow.
And they send him around the world.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it just makes for an absolute hilarious show.
No.
That sounds really fun.
Let's see, what other shows do we have?
There's a million shows out there.
God,
Charles in Charge.
haven't seen that.
It's an old 70s flick that never really saw the light of day after
Oh,
maybe a
really?
few episodes, yeah.
Let's see here. What about,
They
like,
mentioned it on Family Guy.
cartoon movies?
What, like the
Cartoon-
Simpsons movie?
Yeah.
Do you guys enjoy that? Like,
I
are
loved
you
it.
Simpsons fans?
I loved it.
I was.
I'm not.
I liked it
I'm not
in
like
theaters.
I'm not a crazy Simpsons fan, but I love Simpsons, and I love the Simpsons movie.
I loved it in theaters. It's not so great alone, but when I watched it in the theater, when you have the whole of everyone laughing, it was
Yeah.
absolutely
True, yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters, and like I got the DVD for Christmas then, and it just wasn't the same. Just
Well,
Like I
it's-
got the soundtrack, and the soundtrack's actually crap.
Oh yeah,
oh really?
Yeah, there's like one good song in it. I mean, it's by Hans Zimmer, and I love Hans Zimmer.
I know Hans
I
Zimmer
didn't
did the
like
music.
it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's his best music work. His best music work is definitely, let's say, Batman or Inception.
Yeah, probably. And he's also worked on a lot of games. Like, did you know he did the music for like Modern Warfare 2 and that?
Yeah, I know that
I
he's.
know that.
Well, of course, he's putting himself out there for like
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff. I mean, like when you're Hans Zimmer, you can do anything.
Out of composers, I bet the composer most people know is Hans Zimmer. And then there's Mozart and all that, but like of the newer generation.
Of the newer generation, yeah, I definitely like everybody. Hans Zimmer is one of the most well-known media-related composers out there. In terms of like symphony orchestra wise, I don't know. I don't know any composers that whose job is simply just symphony orchestra. And yeah, don't worry, that's
That
just
would be tough.
recording. Yeah, it would be, but I can figure it out. But anyway. Don't worry.
Has anyone
I edit
seen-
so many videos.
Anyone seen the Mr. Bean cartoon?
Yeah, but I'm
Mr.
not.
Bean
I didn't really
cartoon?
enjoy it.
Yeah, there's a Mr. Bean cartoon.
Really?
I had no idea there was one.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of
no,
people
I
that
didn't
don't know
either.
it exists, but it was okay because it's a cartoon, so they can exaggerate stuff a little more.
Yeah.
And you actually find out, at the beginning of every episode, Mr. Bean, he falls from the sky, and that being a light.
Right, because he's an alien.
Yeah, he's an alien. In the very
Yeah.
last episode of the animated series, the spaceship full of Mr. Beans opens up,
Yeah.
and they ask him if he wants to come back, but he stays on Earth.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
It's just-
Awesome.
but
Mr. Bean is an alien.
But this was established in the live action, actually.
When?
There is an episode that I've never seen it, but my friend has, and he says there's an episode where we don't see it like an army of Mr. Beans, but we know where he actually comes from.
See, I've seen every Mr. Bean. I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure there's one.
YouTube it.
Yeah, YouTube, Mr.
I
Bean.
don't
YouTube.
know. I only watched Mr. Bean a little bit. My parents hated it when I was a kid.
Yeah, my dad's
So I
from
was like,
England,
oh.
so I've watched crap loads of British television.
there you go.
Mr.
Like, I've seen Little Britain is one of my favorite newest shows.
Little Britain.
And then, of course, there's Faulty Towers.
Mm.
John Cleese is just, oh my god.
Faulty Towers. Hey, look, everybody! I'm Hitler.
Search up like Mr. Bean alien or something.
Yeah.
Mr. Bean alien. This could be hard to
I have
find.
I have no idea.
I swear there must be an episode.
Your friend might be telling a tall tale there, lad.
He could be. He tends to do that. Mr. Bean alien, and
He'll
then
probably-
it turns out he was in the Sigourney Weaver alien all along.
Yeah, see, there's the cartoon.
I guess. I guess it was just a cartoon.
so weird.
Yeah,
He's like, Bean.
It really looks like one actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
the
but
new Mr. Bean's Holiday. I hated that movie.
the
didn't watch
Mr.
it
Bean
on
movies.
purpose. I was
I
like,
didn't watch
yeah.
it at all. I didn't want to
They
watch.
didn't have Teddy. I liked it, but they
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
have Teddy. No Teddy, no Mr. Bean.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to just point out here that Mr. Bean. I used to be like, yeah, Mr. Bean all the way, but now it's Blackadder. After I watch Blackadder,
Oh my
it's
God.
Blackadder all the way. For me.
I'm only on
yeah.
like season 2 of Blackadder when they're in the Victorian
I,
era.
oh man, I wish that they kept doing it, but of course, people get old and you have to stop.
I want to get to the
You
World
know.
War I era because I'm only in the Queen Elizabeth era.
To be perfectly honest, the World War I era is pretty funny, but it isn't as funny as the seasons before it.
Yeah.
I'll say that right now. So you're not really missing out if you do see it, but still, it is a funny watch. I'll say that, and it's like some really memorable characters in all of them.
Yeah.
But my favorite has to be the one with the Queen. My favorite season, the one with the Queen,
Victorian era?
hands down, yeah.
What is with your battery?
No, it's still good. So
Okay.
We have. Well, yeah. On
Don't
this.
worry. I'll
Damn it.
don't worry. I got
Got
it
my
under
cable.
control. I got it under control, guys. Ah! Blackadder. After my dad's like, so you like Mr. Bean? I'm like, oh yeah, it's my favorite. He's like, have you heard of Blackadder? I'm like, no. He's like, well, I'm gonna show you what that is. And
Speaking of Blackadder, because it has Hugh Laurie in it, have
Yeah.
you seen Jeeves and Wooster? It's one of Hugh Laurie's best things, Jeeves and Wooster. Basically, it's... I can't really explain it. It's just absolutely... You got to look it up on YouTube, Jeeves and Wooster.
yeah,
Hugh Laurie is the main character, of course.
Yeah.
And then he has his friend who's his butler, who is Jeeves, of course.
Right.
And then basically just a whole bunch of different antics. For some reason, it reminds me of Red Dwarf, but not in space.
I'm not a fan of Red Dwarf.
Really?
I've seen a few episodes, and I just can't. I couldn't get into it.
I watched every season of Red Dwarf with my family, and we loved it. The only problem is we hated the latest 3 episodes, which they made only a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
That where it's like they came back in modern day, because the main character on Red Dwarf was working on Coronation Street. So they
Yeah.
implemented the whole Coronation Street thing. It was really weird.
Coronation Street. Ugh.
You're naming a bunch of shows I've never even heard of.
British.
Yeah, I know, me too.
It's British stuff. I'm sorry,
British
my
stuff.
dad's from England. So I
My
know
dad's
lots of
from
British
England.
stuff.
My dad's from England too, so that's where he knows about all that
Oh,
stuff.
then I'm not from England.
Hello there, chap.
My dad says weird things or like bangers and mash. As a kid, I had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah.
That's that's sausage and mashed potatoes.
Bacon buddies or bacon butties are his toast with bacon and some like sausage or hash browns or
That
something.
sounds really good.
But I didn't know what he was talking about. Like, hey, do you want some bacon buddies for dinner? I'm like, I don't know what that is,
Yeah.
but it has bacon.
Does he have an accent or is he
He
Canadian?
used
accent?
to have an accent. He
Same with
doesn't
my
have an
dad.
accent
Yeah,
anymore.
my dad.
He's lived here 28 years now or something.
Yeah, my dad's lived here long enough to not have an accent anymore. Too.
But he used to have a thick accent, and he still says like weird words and stuff. And he seems to get his accent back a little bit when he talks to his family overseas.
Oh well, yeah. Well, my dad doesn't, but he can actually muster up an accent because he was an actor, so he can muster up the accent easily back. He just chooses not to like stay with it. He just it's kind of like how or what's his name? Why do I always forget Christian Bale?
Oh, yeah.
How he's like Irish, I think, or Scottish.
Yep.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which one would that be?
I have no idea.
Can't remember. But either way, he is so strong in one of those accents. Like when he's not acting, he'll speak in that accent, like fluently.
Same with Hugh Laurie. And when I would watch House, you watch House and you watch the interviews with Hugh Laurie, it's like I didn't know he was British.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right? You always you have that moment where you find out they're not actually American.
Yeah.
They can just pull off sweet American accents.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like it's kind of cool that way.
Okay, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. What's your
I have to
take
say,
on it?
I wasn't like crazy about it.
I absolutely love the show. I think
You
it's
accept
just
that?
hilarious. I used to watch it all the time with my friend. We just thought it was hilarious. And actually, the new episodes of SpongeBob sort of reminded me of Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Somewhat, yeah.
What exactly is the setup like over there?
We have 2 computers.
We just have, we were gonna record we're passing around a mic now, but like a Rock Band mic. But we used my laptop for recording my MacBook because it's got a
okay.
pretty decent
Alright,
mic on it.
okay.
So.
Next time I'll bring Bertha, which is my big 18.9-inch laptop. You remember that thing from school?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
crazy. This is crazy. If you want, I can sit in the middle if you want, and then I can just do all the heavy lifting.
Did we
Yeah.
not have to
Yeah,
pass
that'd
the
be good.
mic around when we listened to it before, remember?
Yeah, we didn't really. I mean, but
If we just lift it in the middle, I think it's fine.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it could work.
Yeah, because you can kind of hear the feedback.
Yeah, Nick, are you still getting pretty good sound?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So did you put it on the?
Awesome.
We're just moving the file really quick. Quick, Nick. Quick.
It's not showing up. Ooh, is it like locked or
Quick,
something?
Nick,
Oh,
your
it could be.
favorite number
Check it.
between 1 and 10 and why you like fish?
Nope.
No, it's not.
I don't at all.
Well, then what's your favorite number between 1 and 10?
4.
And why is that? Because it starts with F, like fish.
Oh.
Oh, you got me, dude.
Oh, hey, the Birdman's online.
I just logged on. Yeah,
The Birdman.
I gotta record that sound and use it as like
A ringtone.
a ringtone or something. Yeah, like when I get a text message.
See, I had something that Matthew did that I wanted to make a ringtone once, but I forget what it was.
Well, what?
Was it?
It's during class?
I think it was during class, or it was someone else. I forget exactly who. It was like someone's laugh. It was someone's laugh. Someone's laugh I wanted to make my ringtone.
Right.
Huh?
Might have been John Graham.
That's really funny. I don't think I've ever heard John Graham laugh. I don't know. I don't really know the kid.
I've
I don't really
been
know
Yeah,
him.
you might as well export it anyway, and then we can figure this out later.
I've been to a few
if-
parties
yeah.
with him. He laughs.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a pretty fun guy. Pretty good mushroom, huh?
It was so funny. The first because I never I didn't really meet you, Matt, until
Yeah.
I don't know, not even that long ago. Sometime second semester.
Yeah.
But I saw the picture, like the meme
Oh, the
Yeah.
red
from.
Oh, yeah,
I was
dude.
at that party at Sugar Studios,
Yeah.
but I saw the meme and I was just like, I gotta meet this kid. It seems like a riot.
I'm a riot when I'm not drunk. That's the thing. And now I'm pretty much allowed to get drunk, and so now it's just like,
Yeah, it's like you were drunk without being drunk, so get drunk.
yeah.
So
Get
then
drunk.
become monk.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like this is the first time I met Marcus. Oh, you're in the pictures. I'm like, I
Yeah,
sure
I'm like, oh,
am.
you're the meme guy.
Yeah, I'm like, yep. That's pretty much. And then, but it's even weirder. What weirder is that one time me, Gary, Marcus had to go to quiz. Well, had to go. Yeah, we had to go to Quiznos. We had no choice. No, yeah, we went to Quiznos on a break from shooting the what was it? Countdown or I think it was Countdown.
If you were on the set, I was on the set of Countdown.
It was Countdown. Yeah, we went to go to Quiznos for 30 minutes, and what? Yeah, we were going back, and then we're talking about like, Gary's like, what good Canadian like rap bands are there? And then I didn't hear the rap part, and so like he's like Classified, blah blah blah, and then I'm like Rush, and then he's like
what?
and
Oh my gosh.
and then Marcus, you're like, fuck yeah. And then I was like,
I'm just like, Rush, yeah.
and then I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, I went to their concert in Seattle in 2010, August.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, me too. We're like,
Oh no, I was at that concert too. Yeah.
And then that's when the bond started.
Fun fact, that was actually my first ever concert.
Where'd all that
Yeah,
went
yeah,
to.
come from?
same.
That was this. It started playing what we
Yeah.
already recorded.
Oh, gee. Okay.
Yeah.
This is gonna be hilarious. This is probably one of our funnest podcasts we've done so far. But
Oh,
like,
dear.
this is like one of our top 3.
Podcast just after
Podcast. Yeah, I can't even do it.
Yeah, like this is me in my bedroom, like animating the podcast thing. Just like my door's locked. I'm like, hope my parents don't hear me. And I'm like animating. It took me a half hour to animate the whale, and then I was like,
Oh really?
yeah.
Nice.
And then I went to the mic. I'm like, podcast. And I had to like sing.
I thought that was like a sound bite, like a random sound
No.
thing from the internet.
I did that. That was mine. That was me. I did the noise. And what happened when I was animating it? I had to make the mouth move. So like I was saying podcast so much. I'm like podcast. I'm trying to make the timing is right and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm trying to make
yeah.
the timing right. And I'm constantly saying it, and then eventually I managed to get it work, and then I was like, people are gonna shat themselves when they see this.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I laughed the first time I saw it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but it was like, oh, Matthew's got a podcast going on. Let's click it. Oh, he has thumbnails now. Oh, that's pretty cool. And then I'm like, what the hell?
Podcast.
And then just some like techno beat from Fruity Loops in the background. I'm just like,
Yeah, because why not?
Speaking of like voices and cartoons, I was looking into like some voice acting schools.
Oh yeah,
I'm thinking voice acting would be a pretty cool job.
that would be fun. Yeah.
Like, cause I used to in high school, I was like the voice guy in drama. So I'd be like Darth Maul, and I'd go and kill people and all that.
Oh
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
And then,
yeah.
then I do a little bit of Woody Allen, and then I go and just be like the Woody Allen.
Not bad, not bad.
But of course, I never like refined it because it was just like it's just high school theater.
Yeah,
But if I could actually go to a course and refine some of my voices.
I'd really like to actually work up my improv more.
Oh yeah.
I love improv so much.
I don't think I ever lost an improv game in high school.
Neither have I. I was the king, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember.
We need to film an improv show.
I
Like, we need to have a film.
I would be up for that. I would be up for that. Maybe next podcast.
I'm terrible.
Leave your name in the
dude, me
comments.
too.
Yeah, leave some response comments.
How many drinks have you had, Matt?
This is one.
That's your first?
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
gosh!
almost done too.
Please chug that. It's been half an hour, and you're like halfway done the bottle. And I went through. Yeah. Anyways,
Also, you
and I'm
should-
driving, and I've already had one beer.
That popped in my mouth.
His growers just spilt all
We
over
need
his
to
mouth.
film this
It's
one day.
disgusting.
That
If
would
I
be
had a
funny.
good camera. Oh, Jesus.
Well, why don't? Yeah. Whatever happened to that studio idea?
We are gonna
Getting
do
a
it, dude.
studio
We're
at school.
We're gonna do it, but first we need to get the permissions.
Yeah.
Write the waivers and sign all these papers. Then get the location signed off by Jody. Then
But
get all these dates right, and then get everybody down there and
Oh,
get their
wait.
dates right. Get
Then
everybody
she'll
to
be like,
cancel work and
"What
shit.
are you filming?
Yeah.
Podcast. What is that?
What's about?
I have to tell
Just like-
Jody. Like, I'm gonna have to
Is
print
it-
out a whale on a sheet and say, okay,
Yeah.
so this is my like thing I'm
Is
going
it
for here.
school?
And then I'll be like,
No.
like I'll do a little intro. I'll have like a boombox. I'll play like the
Yeah.
techno beat without the voice in it. I'll just go podcast. And I walk in.
It's like, yeah, we're using your massive sound stage at school for a podcast where we're
Shoot
gonna
film ourselves.
yeah.
We'll have like a
Talking.
cameraman.
But I think if
Yeah.
like I wouldn't care if like other people from like our class joined in
Oh,
either.
that'd be- well,
And
not
then we
too
had-
many, yeah.
Not too obviously. Like
Bring
I
in
wouldn't
30
go.
people.
That would be the worst podcast.
Oh, dude, that'd be such a mess.
Like 10 at the most, right? But there'd be people who'd be supportive about that, right? And
Yeah.
like one of these days, like I'm hoping that one day Azurite's gonna like fly down and be like, oh yo, I'm coming to Vancouver. Can I stay at your place? And I'll be like, yeah. And then like,
It's like your dream come true, dude.
you know, like
Oh my god.
I had a dream, Nick, that he came over.
What the fuck?
Oh, dude.
I had a dream that he came over, and then I was like, oh, you gotta see Nick. And then I was like, so we bussed all the way down to your house, and I didn't tell you that it was coming. And then I knocked on the door, and then I told him to like hide in a bush. And I'm like, and then Nikki opened the door like, "What are you doing here, Matthew?" And I'm like, "Not just me." And then
Oh my God.
and then
I have a trophy.
and then you started crying and bowing down to him.
Oh my god.
And you're like, "You're my hero."
This is a really vivid dream.
Man, the other night I had a dream that I was with a girl, and then there was a buffalo in my bed.
Oh
Not
my
joking.
gosh.
There's a buffalo in my bed.
That's amazing.
You're like, you meet this girl. You're like, "Oh, dude, girl, I wanna do you so hard." And she'd be like, "Oh, sure, I'm coming to your bedroom." And then you go in and like, what the fuck? There's a buffalo in my bed. What's that?
Oh my gosh. Did the bed like collapse or something?
No. But also, what was weird was beforehand I was playing a game where it's like one of those spinny, like those child toys you spin, it makes the sound.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It had
yeah.
like Jesus on it.
Oh
and then
my
I
gosh,
spun
really?
it, and then the spinning hand turned into a giant cow. I have very weird
that's
dreams.
so scary.
Like it was spinning, it turned to a giant cow. But of course, it's a dream. You act like it's normal.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, and then you tell people this, and it's like, "Whoa, dude."
I believe we are getting louder.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I think it's probably just
yeah.
like subconsciously because we're using this mic.
Yeah.
So
Also-
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Also, when you're having fun, you're louder.
yeah,
yeah.
fair enough. Well, they'll let us know. But the people aren't down here.
Yeah. When Matt's half a bottle down, it gets pretty rowdy.
Half a bottle.
Half a
Wait,
bottle
what's
of
the
growers.
percentage on this stuff?
It's only like 5.
Holy
it's
crap,
7.
it's 7%.
So okay, well we're What about the beer? What's that?
This is only like 3.5.
I had okay.
Oh, it's 5%.
Okay,
okay,
let
fine.
me tell you a story. I went to a wedding, and this is the first time I got drunk, and so this is recently in August. And
First time you got drunk was at
Yeah.
a wedding?
yeah, well, free wine. There's free wine everywhere.
How do we get from cartoons to Matt's first time getting drunk?
I know, right?
Okay,
None
here.
of your business. We have it all planned out.
I had this written down. So,
Okay,
sorry.
go for it.
Okay. So I was first thing I had was like 3 cups of red wine. I'm like, no, this is pretty good. It's nice, bittersweet. It's like, yes, yeah. Doing the whole swish around, like, yes, I'm
I hate
rich.
red
And
wine.
stuff.
The
And
only
then,
wine I had was Oliver gave me some wine. It tastes like crap.
Oh yeah. I don't like it.
And then my uncle wanted to see me get crunked, so he gave me like beer tickets, and
You
so.
know, crunk means on drugs and.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah. I was like, wait, I didn't know you like smoked pot or something like that.
And
Matt's first time getting drunk, also stoned out of his mind.
I was like, guys, Avatar makes so much sense. I get it now.
Go on.
It's Pocahontas.
Oh man.
So like I went and got a Palm Bay, and I'm like, oh, I heard this is pretty good. Drank 1 Palm Bay, and I'm like, whoa, I'm gonna have a fun time. Then I started dancing, and I perfected the Michael Jackson. I'll say that right now.
Nice,
And all
nice.
these girls were like, who's that guy? He's so good at dancing. Jeez. I'm just like, people are telling me, dance.
Was that your attempt at a Michael Jackson?
And I'm doing like the hat. I didn't have a hat, so I'm doing like the hat thing, and I'm like, oh man. And then after I decided to go and like I do it up, and I chugged like a whole bottle of white wine.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
And it's like
Do you know how much alcohol's in wine?
Yeah, 14%. Yes. And so I was just like, and I held it in my hand. I'm like, I'm getting drunk with my father. And I went around.
Really?
I went to my dad. I'm like, Dad, I'm getting drunk with you.
Oh my
And Dad's like,
gosh.
that's great, son.
Wait, everyone, shut up.
Yes.
Okay, back to your story.
Go on.
So this is only to make Nick jealous. And so basically, like, I was just running around with a bottle, and then my cousin, like, who's like my best friend, he was also like doing the same thing as I. So we were both just getting drunk together, and we were having like the best time. And then like, oh man, he was crazy though, because like there was like full beer just sitting on a table, and then he went and just hit it and knocked it
Oh
over.
my gosh.
Then it's like, all right, let's go back to the hotel, Matthew. And we're like, yeah, sure. And then we're like, but you can't, we can't go there we can't hold alcohol, or the cops are gonna get us and put us in drunk tank. And then he's like, and then he was like, well, fine. So walks over to a dumpster and like slams a glass bottle, and he's like, I don't need that.
Oh my gosh.
It was so funny.
What the shit?
And oh man, it just whole list of shenanigans. Went to bed at 4 a.m. got up, and then so there's 3 of us. All of us were in this one hotel room, and then my oldest cousin woke up and he's like, I don't know how I got here. And it was like the greatest. And then we all had to go to Nana's at 8 in the morning, and we were all like so tired. We're just like, oh man. And I had the hoodie on and everything.
Was this like a pre-planned event? Like, were you planning to get drunk for the first
No,
time, or did
I wasn't.
it just accidentally happen?
I wasn't. I just figured, well, I guess I'm growing out of epilepsy, so I might as well just go ahead and
fucking
do some.
go for it.
Go for it, and there's free white wine everywhere, and with like we're talking about $10, $11, $12 value here per bottle. So I'm not going to go ahead and waste that. If people aren't taking it, I'm going to take it. Frick them.
$12 bottle. That's
And
not a fancy wedding at all.
I remember picking up a die. Like, there's this thing, like, instead of, like, how you clink the glasses and the husband and wife are supposed to kiss, right? Instead, you're supposed to roll a die and then what number corresponds to
What is this, D&D wedding?
No. It's like, weight level 70 pounds. But, like, no. It was like, no, you roll it, and, like, depending on the number will depend on, like, what they have to do, like, what challenge they have to sing a song or something or stuff like that to get them to kiss. And, that was long gone, but the die was still there, so I just chucked it at the audience and one at the corner, right on someone's head. Like,
what?
Just flunk, and then I'm like, woo! You just, like, turn around.
What? It sounds like you had an insane night.
It was so much fun, and then, like, oh, man. And so many people, I'm like, because, like, my cousin and his wife, bless their souls, their friends are kind of weird.
Wait, you said bless their souls. It usually means they're dead.
Okay, they're not dead. But,
kind of French.
Good idea.
Or is it upstairs?
It's upstairs.
Never mind then.
Walk upstairs with beer, Vivian's like, what are you doing? Who are you? You're like,
go to sleep, you're dreaming.
Hi, I'm David. I'm inebriated.
I just invited myself in just for a few beers.
Would you like fun?
But yeah. So basically, there's one guy who like just is so coked up too there, and he was just like, and heroin
How do you know
heroin.
this?
Coke and heroin at a
Because he
wedding.
was just off the wall. Like this guy.
That can happen from
he was
alcohol.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
And plus, he was like ripped
And
to
pain
no
meds.
extent. Like he was ripped unnaturally. He was not
Steroids
unnaturally.
and alcohol is bad.
There you go.
Steroids. That's what I meant. Not heroin.
Also, pot and alcohol.
Yeah, I
That's
guess.
a bad combo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People were also smoking pot outside. Obviously, like
Really?
if someone was bound to do it. And then
At a wedding.
Yeah, I was like,
This
what?
okay. Let's remember, guys. This is Williams Lake, which has the highest crime rate in
Oh.
BC.
Okay,
Highest crime rate in BC. There's like 5 cops there, maybe, out of like that the whole town. They could care less because they're probably doing the same thing.
Oh, wow.
Highest crime rate. Yeah, that's what I learned.
Okay, I just looked at your TV and it looks like it should be falling off of that.
Oh my gosh. You're right.
It's not mine.
It's like, if someone bumped that, like, even a little bit with their foot, I feel like it would just knock over to the right. And this is like an old TV, too. This is like a big TV.
Yeah, it's a Citizen.
Yeah.
It's
One of
Old
those ones
CRT.
that doesn't have a flatness. Wait, the screen itself is even curved. It's that old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's not
man.
mine. I wish it was mine though. Like,
I
mine
don't.
oh, because
Like, no.
you have the good one, right? You should see the TV in my room where I have to play. I play GameCube on. It's like freaking.
Dude, save up. It's
Yeah.
totally worth it. Like, I saved up for my TV.
Oh, of course.
And
I'm gonna
it's
get one.
for movies. Like, I watch Blu-rays. It's
Especially
worth it.
now, if you get a flat screen now, really, how can you upgrade flat screen? You're going to have that for 10, 15 years.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely gonna get a new TV eventually when I make some money and get a job.
And like plasma TVs are dirt cheap. Like plasmas are probably the cheapest. Then LCD. Then LED.
My
Then
problem with
3D.
plasmas, they like to break.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you can't leave them on like if you're like paused or something. Then
Okay, that reminds me of a story. I was on some website where it has all these different stories. This guy left his house, but he let his friend stay to take care of his animals.
oh yeah.
So he came back to his TV, and he turned it on, and all he saw was a huge dick on the TV.
Oh my gosh.
Some guy
really?
froze it on gay porn on his TV.
What the?
So then the story goes on to Craigslist where he's selling the TV. He's like, yeah, free TV, as just there's kind of a big dick on the screen. but if you're fine with that, you can take it.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
You just see some guy seeing some pedophile behind his TV going, "I'll take that."
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like
not
you
really
can,
pedophile if it's adults.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can get like a decent LCD for like $400. like even just like a 30-inch.
Yeah,
A 30-inch in a room is actually pretty decent.
The best deal I ever got was me and my dad were at Future Shop. We were getting our first TV in 10 years. We had a really old big TV like that.
Yeah.
We were coming here, so we were searching quite a while. We were in Future Shop, and the Future Shop guy comes up to us like, "Hey, psst, got a good deal for you." And me and my dad were like, "Right, a good deal."
Yeah.
He brings us to the TV. Like, here is I think it's 42 or 47-inch TV, smart TV, so it has internet and all that, and it's 3D. $1,000.
Whoa.
1,000. That's it.
Holy
and we're like,
cow.
holy shit, he wasn't kidding. And we bought it, and it's the best TV ever.
Wow.
We don't use it for 3D, but the smart TV aspect, watch Netflix rather than TV, don't have to connect it to anything.
Yeah.
Amazing, just $1,000, even for just a 42.
Does
crazy.
Does it also have yellow in it? Like.
No, it doesn't have the yellow in it.
No.
Like, it doesn't have that.
Oh well, I mean,
man.
that's just an additional thing anyway. But.
Wow, like mine cost me. Mine was like a last year's model at a Sony outlet store. It was like an outlet sale they had. So it was last year's model, and it was an LED 46 for $1,100. And that was discounted too. And like $1,100, that's a crap ton of money for a TV.
But like we were about to buy it. I'm like, wait, Dad, I need to ask one more question. Why exactly is it only $1,000?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, because Samsung released their new 3D TV, and then LG wanted to compete with them, so they made theirs like $1,000 less.
Wow.
That's like, what is? I'm trying to think of.
But this was like a year or 2 years ago, so I don't know.
I'm trying to think of a company that does that now. Like, there's
and that was a couple of years ago, so 3D was still like kind of new on the market.
We've only ever watched one 3D movie on it.
Yeah, how was that?
It was okay. I actually played. It's really good 3D.
Yeah.
Like, I have bad eyes, so I can't see 3D that well, anyways.
It comes with those glasses, right?
Yeah, it comes with. It's one of the TVs where you don't need to buy the $200 pairs of glasses. You can use the movie theater. It's movie theater cinema 3D.
Oh,
so you
can
can
use
use
the real D glasses?
Yep, you can use the real D glasses.
That's awesome.
I played Black Ops in 3D. That was crazy. Like
that would be interesting.
When you pull up the gun, the butt is like right in your face, and you like look down the sight.
Oh yeah,
it was pretty sweet.
And then like if the shell like flies out, you're like,
it's pretty cool.
And then like that's for PS3, right?
Xbox.
Oh, Xbox actually has a 3D feature on it.
Xbox as long as it has HDMI.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could.
They're pretty much all. I mean, PS3 and
I thought PS3 was the only one, and you had to have certain games that allowed the 3D aspect, like
you still,
Arkham Asylum, Arkham City.
There is
more
like 3D on the PS3, but there's still 3D on the Xbox.
I never knew that, huh? That's so cool. That's cool.
Oh no, like I'm just waiting for glasses free to become like mainstream, and then I think it'll be like viable for it to actually buy into.
Like the 3DS.
Exactly. Well, even they have or even when
Are there glasses free TVs?
There are, but they're ridiculously expensive, and they're not. They haven't hit the consumer market. And I know, the OLED screen on the PS Vita. Mm-hmm. They have. I got
one right here.
Oh really? Oh, well, there it is. They have a I think a 60-inch version. I think Sony made a 60-inch. This is like
the clearest screen I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
What are you playing?
Medieval.
They have a 60-inch OLED, and that's like $30,000 or $40,000.
Crap. Oh my god.
So
but it's so clean and clear.
I know.
Yeah.
You have to be like, like if you're like I've heard of YouTube partners that do video game like commentary, and like their setup is like amazing. They've made enough money to like afford all this editing gear and all this like recording software.
Every million views is $7,000.
7,000? I thought it was only 1,000.
It really depends on what ads you get. The average is about 6,000, 5,500, but you can get about 7,000 per every.
Yeah, like basically, I know that they can afford it for sure when they buy it.
And also, when
like,
they're more famous, they sell T-shirts, and that gets you a shit ton of.
Oh
money.
right, on Spreadshirt, you get your own little store on Spreadshirt, and then people will buy your stuff if they like you enough. And
yeah, you can do that on like Cafe Press and stuff.
Okay, yeah, and why not? Which is pretty cool. And I think a lot of people, you can tell who chose their career on YouTube by how many subs they have. Mm-hmm. Like how you can tell by the time they're 40 what's it gonna look like, how much, because I feel like if I was partnered on YouTube as a video game commentator and had like enough money to maybe get $200 a month, I would just do it as part time then.
Yeah.
Or like I would upload when I have time, and I'd make that money and whatnot and make an income, but I wouldn't be like, all right, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. The end.
Like right now, on average, I make about $14 a month off YouTube. It's not
Oh
big,
wow, yeah,
but I get $100 every few months. But I'm trying to increase that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
like-
not bad. Like people that have channels like Day 9 and Husky or whatever. If you guys have heard of them.
I know them.
Yeah, they've made their careers so they go to like MLG events and cast StarCraft for their career, but then they have this massive fan base on the internet,
That's the
which
thing, like, if
it
you
kind
have
of
a
goes
good
hand
fan
in
base,
hand. Yeah.
If you have a good fan base, you might as well like PewDiePie has 2 million subs.
2 million now, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
He's exceeded more than Rooster Teeth.
Wow.
Well, I don't know more than
No,
Rooster Teeth. I
well,
think
Rooster Teeth also has their own website and they sell DVDs.
I know, but
Yeah,
even
yeah,
though
yeah.
Rooster Teeth is has a lot more networking involved with them, but
Yeah.
and whole production company with them,
Um,
but PewDiePie, one guy, is making like shat tons of money a month.
Just Ray William Johnson, doesn't he have like 5 million subscribers?
Yeah, he has 5 million
Wow.
subs, and he's making
Oh my god, yeah.
2 to 4
Just
million.
a guy who started out in his house now owns like a huge studio thing.
He has his
That's
own
crazy.
producer and he has his own editor.
Yeah.
And he has his own camera operator. He only
Dude,
acts.
he has a whole team.
He has a whole team of people.
He's doing an album right now for music. His music I've listened to is actually pretty good.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like I've actually bought one of his songs. It's probably one of my favorite songs actually. It's Orphan Tears.
Yeah.
Oh,
good
that's a good.
song.
That's good.
Some of his stuff is crap. Like I don't really like
Yeah.
his cover stuff. But a lot of people really hate Ray William Johnson just because he got famous just from showing other people's videos. But he got a
yeah.
format that works.
He
People
has
are
to, yeah,
submitting
but he
videos.
doesn't just like show him like he's not like the reply people on YouTube who go. So I saw a video called Uber Hacks to Nova's Happy Wheels 100 episode, and
look
I
at my
lo-
boobs.
and then like the boobs. I hope boobies.
Yeah, but he actually makes a skit out of every episode. And he gets people like Gabriel Iglesias. He just had Kevin Smith on the show.
I know. I watched
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah.
It's like,
I was like, how the?
you have to
fuck,
respect
you know?
that. You have to respect that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well now you know like he's actually he's a popular guy. He's famous. He has a huge fan base, like even more so than Kevin Smith does.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
sorry, just talking about YouTube just reminded me. I watched 10 minutes of the Fred show the other day.
Oh no.
The
Oh,
jeez.
dude.
I watched like 3 episodes of that. Like
You
when-
watched actual
What?
episodes?
You
I
actually-
quit. It was
yeah,
so
no,
bad.
it was like I heard about it like right when he started out. This was like a few years ago, and I watched a few episodes, and I was just like, what is this guy
He
doing?
has
Like,
his own
it was
television
funny
show now.
Wait, really?
And a movie
That's what
too,
I'm
right?
talking about.
Oh.
Yeah, I watched part
Like
of
on
an
Nick.
He has a television.
He
Nick,
has
on
a
Nick.
television show on Nick.
On the Nick
Okay,
channel.
this is news to me. I watched his when he was
was-
starting out on YouTube. I used to watch it.
My sister
Yeah, like a couple
absolutely loved
episodes.
Fred. She's like, okay, I guess I'll watch the episode. I watched it with her because I love to make fun of Fred. It was
Same.
so bad she even turned it off, and she likes Fred.
It's terrible. No,
Wow.
IMDb it terrible. It's like that. It's like Hannah Montana. It's
Hannah Montana was actually okay.
no,
I've never seen Hannah Montana.
no, David.
The show was okay.
No.
Watch Hannah Montana. Have you ever watched Hannah Montana?
Is he
Nick?
dying from laughter at me saying I watched it?
I have
It
no
wasn't
idea.
a bad show.
No, David.
I've never watched it.
These are one of the times like I respect everybody's opinion, but these are one of the times where I'm like, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Okay, what about Zach and Cody? That was I thought
Zach and Cody was funny. Okay,
It's basically the
it was
same
funny.
thing.
Was
funny. The new
was
show's crap.
funny.
It's crap.
But
now.
but
I've
it's
only
newer
watched a few
episodes.
episodes of that. I always found that episode it was so obvious that they were in a studio, like the lobby of the hotel. Even when I would watch it when I was like a kid, just it seemed really fake.
Anyways, I believe the computer's telling us we should stop.
No, it's not
Oh,
actually.
okay.
It was just saying the
I've
color.
had
It was doing the
experience.
whole color scheme thing. But yeah, we should
We
end
should
it up
probably
pretty
wrap
quickly
it up.
anyway.
Okay, let's end it with
Let's end it-
everyone's favorite cartoon. Nick.
SpongeBob.
Oh my gosh.
SpongeBob
Oh,
for you.
okay.
What were we saying?
Favorite cartoon, Nick?
Favorite cartoon.
Nick.
Home movies.
Okay,
Home
homework. Okay.
Jeez, mine would be my top 3 would be probably Avatar, Adventure Time, and Super Jail.
Okay, I'm kind of stumped. Oh my god, I don't.
Jesus.
I can pick something for. Okay, I'll pick something for my childhood. Because I don't have time to watch anything real. I'll have to watch some of these shows, but let's just say
For now.
Recess.
That-
I could go with that.
Respectful,
It's
yeah.
kind of a cop out, but yeah.
Oh, it's respectful. Yeah, so.
I was just about to say that. Can you try to reenact your
Okay, like podcast. Do you want Windows to screw you over and F you in the ass? Yeah, alright. Bye-bye. See ya.